Point of music. Niggas don't know. It's not always to have fun. It's not always to have fun. Sometimes it's to help people find themselves because music is frequency programming. Music is frequency. What frequency are you being fed? I will hope a motherfucker before they go pull some negative shit out this conversation, they pull this part of the conversation, and then see that I'm really, really actually helping people, bro. Let me be detailed. At 15 years old, I was doing sound engineering, so I was playing with frequency. I was playing with equalizers. Now, I think it's it's not a sonar wave. I forgot. It's like an alpha wave or a sonar wave or something like that. I figured out that hertz is to understand the frequency vibration, right? So there's kilohertz. There's hertz, kilohertz, megahertz, right? And then I think it's ultra hertz. If I play with those frequencies, right, I can target certain parts of the mind, target the frequency to go to certain parts of the mind, and I can literally, like, if I want you to astral project, right? You know what astral projection is? No. If I want you to astral project, or if I want you to go to sleep, or if I want you to go into a meditative state, I can make my music do that.
That was XXX telling the truth about the power of music. Now watch this stereo hooked up to the water hose playing music and watch how it changes the water molecules. The significance of that is our body is 90% water. So if that does that to water molecules, imagine what's going on in our bodies. We can be in harmony or chaotic by what we listen to. On this next clip is showing the hertz frequencies and what it does to salt on a sound plate. So all they're doing is playing the certain vibrations, and it's changing the salt into sacred geometry patterns. When you fully understand the power of these frequencies, it's fucking mind-blowing, because imagine what it's doing to our cells in our body when you see it transforming this salt in so many ways. He's not doing anything more than playing music, and the vibration is making it form patterns which are sacred. So it's all going on. This is why you can listen to certain music, be sad, be angry, be happy, based off of what they're saying. In this next clip, this baby's reacting purely off the frequency.
Kids, now change it, okay?
Change it.
Don't stay.
Yeah.
This is so cool. Okay, fine.
Since I left the city.
Yeah.
Let's change this one. This is happy.
Really think how crazy that is. That baby is an infant. She doesn't know the lyrics. She doesn't fully know English. The only thing she's reacting to is how it makes her body feel off frequency.
Music is frequency programming. Music is frequency. What frequency are you being fed?
The brain processes information electrically. It communicates with the cellular structure electrically, and it operates within a certain band of frequency. If you can broadcast frequencies carrying information, this technology has long been known, carrying information and perceptions within the frequency that the brain decodes information, the brain will decode those frequencies and will have those perceptions. You can externally influence people's perceptions externally by broadcasting these frequencies that we interact with, because we are antenna.
The sad reality is that where we now play our music is in A440. Where did that come from? It used to be 417.
Wow. But I was the managing president of Zodiac Productions. It's one of my jobs as being one of these 13 people. Thus, I got to know many of the people who produce music and sing the music and play the music that you play. Now, one of the closest friends that I got during that time that I obtained was a man named David Crosby. Crosby, Still, Nash & Young. I saw David the day before Christmas last year, talked with him. I got him away from this witch that he had with him. He told her to go shopping. We were in West Hollywood, and I was witnessing around to people I knew. We went off in this store and we started talking. I said, David, I'd like to ask you a couple questions. I said, I already know the answers, but I've been gone for 5 years. I'd like to know if certain things are still the way they were when I left. I said, now I'll have to explain some of this when I'm done, because you're not going to understand it all unless you know something about music. I said, do they still take the master to the temple room? Dave said, yeah. I said, do they still have the coven conjure demons into the master? He said, of course. I said, now, I got to know something. What's the main reason for rock music? He said, come on, Lance, you know what the reason is. I said, please, David, I don't want to guess. Tell me what the main reason is. He says, the same as when you were in, so that we can play spells on people that we couldn't cast spells upon. I'll explain what that means in a minute. I said, okay, one last thing. I've been hearing that you must be an initiated witch now to get a record contract. He said, that's right. He says, many of us that weren't total witches have to be witches now in order to produce music. I said, thank you. Do it. Now listen to me.
Think rapping and singing is a blessing. You're not using God in vain, in His name in vain. That's not a blessing from God. Stop saying it's a blessing from God. It's not a blessing. It's a blessing from the devil. If you're not using His name, it's a blessing from the devil. So stop saying that it's a God blessing. Cause y'all always talking about these rappers, always talking about and giving y'all all these stupid ass talks. Oh, this God bless it, what God wants you to do. No, this is not what God wants you to do. You go through all this shit. The devil give you all this money. Go through all this shit to destroy yourself. You destroy yourself. This is not God blessing, my nigga. God don't want you to do God don't want you to talk about no sex, money, cars, clothes, and hoes. What makes you think it's a blessing? What makes you think that? You see, I'm gonna tell you something. They always want you to, you know what these rappers, all these singers, all these big rappers y'all look up to? They always tell you what the good part about, but they never tell you what the bad part. And that's crazy, man. Yeah, they got all this money, but they dealing with emo spirits. They dealing with killing themselves. They dealing with, man, come on, man.
The devil took all the producers, the musicians, the designers, moved us all out to Hollywood, moved us all out to New York, chasing gold statues. Literally signing a contract and selling our souls. They got contracts out there that say, you can't say Jesus.
So the main point is, listen to what makes you feel good, not what's trending, because a lot of what's being played today is specifically being played on your frequency to change it for the negative. I hope you guys are enjoying the content thus far, and we'll be back with plenty more topics.